like that. Here we go, and action! Cut!
You have just seen a scene from Jingle All the Sleigh between me and Nick Sauger. This was filmed 2 days ago, at least, well, my scene was filmed 2 days ago, but the filming has been going on for about 2 weeks now, and they're just going to wrap up, I want to say, sometime in the next 2-3 days. But that's not important. What is important is for you to know what the experience was for me, because obviously this is my video, so that's what I'm going to talk about. Anyway, this video is going to essentially look into the flow of my entire day of that day, of the film day, my day. I'm going to move on. I'm also going to talk about the two main people, at least, who I interacted with and who I think made the most impact for my experience. The director and Nick, who's also the protagonist and the producer, in fact. The director's name is Bradley Stryker. And I'm also going to talk about what I've learned from my experience. Now, because this is my first paid role, I am going to talk about literally everything. From the moment I woke up to the moment I finished my set. So get ready. Flow of the day. Now, 5 a.m. was when I woke up. And I had to leave home by like 6 a.m. because I had to travel for about 2 hours. I went to Paddington Station and I had to take 2 buses for that. And then from Paddington Station, I took 2 trains to get to Reading. From Reading, I was, well, not exactly Reading. It was like another state. Anyway, that's not important to you. And then from Reading, I was picked up and driven to the, should I call it the preset? No, it's not the set itself. It's the prep room or the prep stage. Prep room? Prep stage. One of those. English is not my friend of mine, as you can tell. As I got there, obviously I had to greet everybody, introduce myself, because I was only going to be there for a day, so I wanted to make an impact as much as I could. After that, I had my hair and makeup done by this person called Amy, and I'm also going to name people throughout this video just to kind of, well, show my thanks, essentially, and give them a shout out too. Not like this video is going to go anywhere, but you never know, right? You never know. I have to be hopeful, because if I'm not, then why the hell am I doing this? So, hair and makeup was done, and then I went on to get my costume on, and that was organized. Should I say organized? That was designed, chosen, curated. That's the better word. Let's go with curated. It was curated by this guy called Mike Lees, and he's the costume design manager, or the costume designer. Let's go with that. And because I was the elf, so as I walked out, everybody was just kind of like, they saw me in awe, and then they saw how hilarious I looked, and then they just laughed. Not great for my confidence. I'm kidding. It was for the role. It was my role, and I had to do it, so it was fun. It was pretty cool. So after I did all that, then I got ready, and then I got driven to the actual set itself. And by the time I got there, I was actually, well, I was just watching the previous scene because that wasn't my time yet. And I saw kind of like how everything was filmed, and the extent of the entire set itself was, again, pretty cool. Like, it's my first one, so I was quite intrigued by how they organize all their equipment, how they keep it protected, obviously because it could rain, and so on and so forth, right? Then it was my turn, and my scene was basically done with Nick Sauger the whole time. We spent about 2 hours, and honestly it was efficiently done as well. And I'll get into the nitty-gritty maybe a bit later, but also I cannot give you the plot, and I cannot exactly tell you what's going to happen. All you do know now is that I'm an elf and I try to kill someone. And that's all you gotta know. And I'm totally the main character. Totally. That's why I was there for 1 day. I was the main character for 1 day. I'm not the main character. Please, maybe one day I'll be the main character. Moving on. So after 2 hours, filming was done, and what was quite nice is that the director and the team gave me a little round of applause just to kind of like, congratulate my work, and obviously that means that they do that with everyone else as well, and so that's really, really nice of them to do. And after that, I was driven back to the prep room, the prep stage, whatever you want to call it, had some food, and then got driven back to Reading Station, took the train back to Paddington Station, and that was my day. no, that was not my day. It was like midday when everything was done, and then I just kind of like roamed around Paddington. But that's for another video, so stay tuned. Now, what matters the most? Does this matter the most? It could, like in some respect. I think this matters a lot because, at least in my opinion, I think 2 people matter the most, maybe 3, depends on the type of movie we're looking at, right? The people that matter the most, that dictate how the entire atmosphere of the team is, the entire atmosphere of the filming set is dictated by the director and the protagonist, or plural. And I think that because they're the ones that are most prominent, and they're the ones who we sort of all have to play with. Well, when I say play, I mean work with, right? And that's why I want to take this time to thank Bradley and Nick. Now, Bradley, like I said, Bradley is the director, and Nick Sager, he's the main protagonist, but he's also the producer. And what I just want to say is that Bradley, I felt, was extremely professional, very supportive, calm, and efficient. And a stereotype might be that a director might be efficient, but then may not be calm and supportive, where they're maybe in the mindset of like, okay, we just gotta get stuff done, boom, 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 and then move on. In some cases that works, but then you kind of also build this atmosphere of like, it's just all work and you're expected to do great. And yeah, there is an expectation, but you're expected to do great, and therefore should not be appreciated. But that wasn't the case over here. Super supportive. Every time we got the scene right, and he would be the first one to, I guess it makes sense for him to be the first one to say so, but he would excitedly say like, okay, that was it, that was right, that was perfect, we'll just one more scene with that, one more take with that, and so on and so forth. So again, first experience, in my opinion, big time director. I think it was a great way to start out my entire journey. For Nick, I think, and I've shared this with a couple of my friends already, and I keep calling him a genuine human, because now he's a star in his own right, and regardless of him being a star, he still carries himself as a genuine human. And we just had regular conversations. We talked about, obviously I talked about him, and I want to know more about him and like his journey and things of that nature. He asked me about my journey and where I'm at, and then we realized that we both love wrestling. And obviously the hope is that I get to watch a live wrestling event with him. That's a hope, and I hope that happens. And when it does, or no, I'm going to say when it does, not if. When it does, I'm going to document it, obviously. But anyway, what I also thought was he was very friendly, very kind, and also uplifting. Because throughout the process, again, it was that same sort of atmosphere with Bradley as well, just supportive, and maybe not necessarily guiding me, because that wasn't really the goal, but then it was more like, in a way, cheering me on in the way or throughout the process, and that was amazing. And what I want to say as well is I think it's just a great example for somebody new coming into the industry as an actor, right? Because if I were to model something, or if I were to model myself in the future and how I'd want to carry myself, this is a great example. And I'm not saying that I would have not wanted to be something like this anyway, but to see it in action makes it more real and makes it more possible too. So again, super grateful for that too. So what have I learned? Let's go through it. Number 1, the importance of being adaptive and taking direction. I say this because, now this is obviously as an actor, I came in with the mindset of portraying my elf character in a certain way, but the director wanted a different kind of vibe. I'm like, okay, so maybe you could say I went about it in the wrong way, but he gave me some directions. I'm like, okay, cool, I understand what you're looking for, adapt to it, adjust to it, and then kind of work with it, right? So that's super important, because you have to be adaptive, and you have to, in a way, think on your feet. And if you have enough experience, you kind of become faster at it, and also be able to mold yourself into what the director is looking for. The second thing is how to take a bump safely. Now, if you're into wrestling, you know a bump basically means getting suplexed, and so when you land on the mat, that's called taking a bump. Getting punched in the face, it's called taking a bump. So there's a scene where I get kneed in my gut and I go straight to the floor. Now there's a mat on the floor, so I'm protected in that sense, but how to do it safely, how to do like a fight scene safely where it's realistic but also choreographed. Not, how should I put it? Choreographed, yes, but it's not like it's disingenuous. You know what I mean? So learning about those things was fantastic. It's just, again, the stunt coordinator or choreographer, I forgot his name, damn it. Great guy, super friendly. Maybe friendly is not the right word. He's professional and calm, and I thought he was gonna be really angry too. I don't know why. That's just the vibe he gave me initially, and I feel kind of terrible about thinking that way. But yeah, again, just professional and got the job done, and again, realistic about the way he was going about his thing. So amazing stuff. Next, number 3 is how to. This grammar makes no sense. I wrote how to director and protagonists. Oh, how do the director and the protagonists can dictate the atmosphere of the set. And obviously, I'm grateful for this set to have such a great atmosphere. I'm not gonna go into that again. It's things I've already said before. I honestly cannot explain that atmosphere enough. And I hope I get to be in those environments more often than not. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed. You've seen the video of me in a quick little fight scene. You've hopefully have seen pictures on the side of my head talking or showcasing what I've seen. And no, that English does not make sense. No, give me a second. It's not what I've seen, it's what I can show you about how my day went and what I dressed as well. But one more time, I want to say thank you to the people. I'm going to name them one by one. Again, they might see this, I don't know, but again, it's the people I've interacted with on that day, and I think, again, made the whole experience wonderful altogether, and I want to take the chance to be, thankful for them. So obviously Bradley Trackett, the director, Nick Sauger, the main protagonist, David Dooner. Now he was the reindeer man who came in after me, basically, and he's he's a professional Muay Thai fighter and now an actor. This guy called Arthur Mizrahi, hopefully I pronounced it correctly. He played another character, super cool guy too, also like ridiculously tall, because I met him in the car on the way to the set. I digress. Mike Lees, as I mentioned, and Camila, Cecilia, the costume designers, Lily Simmons, and Amy, I'm gonna butcher this name so terribly, Amy Kutanis, makeup and hairstylists. Thomas Cronin, he was a script continuity manager, super nice guy. He's the one I have to thank extra because he's the one who took those pictures and videos, and I could not thank him enough. Melisa Eryuksel. I should have practiced these names before doing the video. I apologize. She's the first AD, and then Shannon Hammond, she's the production manager. And I think I do have some of their Instagram, so I'm gonna tag it into the here somewhere there on my bio, not the bio, you'll see the tags anyway. So check them out. Support the people, obviously. Support your boy. And like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Comment and interact with the video as much as you can, and obviously interact with the previous videos too. It's on my channel, and I'm gonna see you in. Don't break your glass. I'm gonna see you in the next video.